Well, you have finally got here. You are listening to the Erskine Music Podcast. Here, by popular demand, we discuss life, culture, Christ, and of course, music. These half-hour broadcasts are perfect for a commute, coffee time, chat, or any other gap in your schedule where you want to put great content. So without further ado, let's join the conversation today, already in progress.
All right. Comment section is turned on today. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Y'all be coming in. So here's the deal. Really quickly, this has made headlines. It was brought to my attention this weekend, and I thought, man, I got to talk about this on the Erskine Music Show because I have a very personal connection with the national anthem. I'm an American citizen. But no, there's a couple of stories that came to my mind when I heard this, and I'm going to let you guys hear this in just a second. But when I heard this, I thought, but then I listened to it again, and I thought, there's something that I think everybody is missing. Well, not everybody misses this, but most people miss this about this Star Spangled Banner. And most people, especially the critical people that were out there, they're on a whole different level. But there were a lot of people who were supporting this. And there's a lot of people who were blaming the parents and a lot of different things that were going on there. There's a lot of different angles to this story, but I've not heard anybody take the angle that I'm going to take. Why am I taking the angle that I'm going to be taking? I'll tell you that in just a second, but here's a couple of experiences that I had. Once, it was my senior year of high school. You guys know I played college basketball, and so last game, senior year, we were not going to make the playoffs that year, but we could knock the team out that was trying to make the playoffs by beating them. Play the role of spoiler. We had something to play for because all the guys that were on that other team were at a school that I had transferred from like 6 years earlier. So we didn't play high school together, but we'd played Little League together. And all those guys that were on that Little League team that used to beat the brakes off of our team in Little League were all on this high school team. We had all grown up in two different places. And so now we're playing each other. It's the last game. 4 guys that were on that team were pretty decent singers, myself included. And so we decided, instead of having the national anthem played for we were the seniors. As seniors, we would sing the national anthem. And so we probably practiced on the national anthem more that year, or for that particular game, than we did the actual game, because it was going to be our senior year, last game, Star Spangled Banner. Let's sing it. Let's go out. And I'll just say, I'm glad that this wasn't a time when people could record. Somehow, even though we had practiced this over and over again, somehow we had lost the pitch center of what it was that we were doing. And so although we had 4-part harmony, those harmonies were not all in the same key. And so it was a good old college try at singing the national anthem, but it was pretty much a national anthem fail. And so there's a part of my heart that goes out to this young lady because I know what it's like to fail at singing the national anthem. There are no videos recorded of that performance back then. We didn't have cell phones like we do now. And so I have been to the mountain. I've been to the valley, so to speak. And I know what that's like. And so there's that experience. But then several years ago, this was probably about, let's say 5 or 6 years ago, I was on tour, and man, I got a throat thing. And I thought, man, my throat is killing me. I called my wife and I was like, I got to go by the clinic and check this out. Sure enough, I had strep throat. Well, as commensurate with my responsibilities, later on that evening, I was going to be traveling. There might be some video of this, but I was going to be traveling back to East Tennessee State University where I played college basketball. And I was, there on that occasion to sing the national anthem. I'd just been diagnosed with having strep throat the same day. And so I'm antibiotics and I'm trying to take everything I possibly can. I can barely even swallow. And so look, guys, what do you do in that situation? This is a privilege. It's an opportunity for me to go back to the university where I'm at, stand in front of the basketball team, the stadium, everybody that's there, and sing the Star Spangled Banner. But my throat is on fire, and not in a good way. And so I started the lowest register that I possibly could. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. There's something that I was doing there. I was singing it not rapidly, but I was singing it at a pace where I got to get through the song. There's no twists and turns. And, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not doing that in this version of it. Just sing the song, put it out there. Somebody came up to me afterward, and you cannot make this stuff up. The stuff that people say to me when I'm on tour and when I travel to different locations, it is talk show, podcast gold. A gentleman came up to me today and he said this, and I can't unhear it. He said, when I saw you go out there, I thought, oh man, there's a black guy that's a singer that's going out to sing the Star Spangled Banner. And I know this is good. You guys will be on fire. And he said, oh my goodness, there's a black guy going out to sing the Star Spangled Banner. So I'm sure he wants to show off how well he can sing and how great he can sing and how amazing his voice is. And so, woo, 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 every twist, every turn, every run that I can possibly go through with the national anthem. And it's going to take me 15 minutes to sing the national anthem. Little did he know, I gave you what I had. I gave you what I had, and I tried to get through the song quickly, and I tried to sing it as reverently as I possibly could, as clear as I possibly could, with as much tone and voice as I possibly could. There was no accompaniment at that time, and so I just sang the national anthem. He said, I was so refreshed when you got into the national anthem and you just sang the song. It doesn't need all of that extra stuff. Just reverently respect our nation and sing the national anthem. He said, I loved your version of the national anthem more than I have ever loved a version of the national anthem. Now, he didn't see Whitney Houston. I'm talking about it. But what went from racism to a comment, or I don't even know if that was racism or if that was a stereotype. You guys do whatever you want to in the comment section with that. But I remember him making that comment and saying, the national anthem doesn't need all of this extra stuff that's in there, extra sauce that's in there. Just sing the song, and you sang the song well. You sang it with respect. And I do so appreciate that about you. Now, you guys can light up the comment section and put it on fire based on your thoughts about all the different things that are going on in that conversation. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to highlight with this performance, and I'll let you guys hear it. You guys ready to hear it? If you haven't heard it already, you're about to hear 1 minute and 40 seconds of this performance. Oh, man. And I'm about to light some folks up. I'm about to light them up. Here you go, Kinsley. Kinsley Murray. Kinsley Murray singing our national anthem.
And bright stars round on perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
You listening to the national anthem? My wife just came around the corner because she's hearing what's going on at this national anthem. people are lining up outside of my door. Listen to the last few moments. You guys can come in. We got a live studio audience today that's literally hearing this. If you guys have never heard this before, check this out. right, folks. That was what people are calling the worst national anthem in history. This was even worse than Fergie's. I got to go back and talk about this because I'm going to lay some blame in some places, but it's not where you think it is. I'm going to lay some blame in some places, but it's not where you think it is. I literally had, I guess nobody in my family had heard that before. And so there's people who are literally falling out on the other side of the camera over there, having heard that rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Here's who I got to blame. First of all, I got to blame us. I got to point the finger, and I got to say, in your face, sucker! I got to blame us because unlike a situation that I was in where the four of us, we did a good college try, but we did not do a good job singing the national anthem when I was in high school. I remember that performance. I remember it well. I remember before the game thinking, man, I hope the game goes better than this because that was way flat. And I hope Ida will come out and play like this the rest of the game. So there was that. I got to lay the blame, though, for some of that on us because in your face, sucker! We are so amped these days and I guess sensitized in a certain way that we make viral videos, we make shows. I'm making a show, but I can imagine this is not going to be a viral show, but there's some people who are going to watch this, but we have a culture that will take a moment like that in which my wife was like, oh, that's a shame. This is not going very well. And we will make that the thing. You guys know that I do research for the show. I don't just get up and just turn the camera on and say, hey, what are we talking about today? And so I'm going back and I'm watching the responses of other social media folks that are out there. And we are a sick and twisted culture. I just want to go ahead and say this. I know this is not everybody. I know that that's not the majority of people that are out there, but I've seen so many negative things that are out there. And so if I'm going to lay fault and lay blame, point the finger at anybody, I'm pointing the finger right in that camera at me. I'm pointing the camera at you. How do we keep making these videos that are so negative in these moments, sensational in these moments? Man, there was one show that I was watching and they were using profanity to describe how angry they were about this Star Spangled Banner. I can't. I can't. People, Big Head is like, yes, I can't. And so I got to point the finger at us, at me. In your face, sucker! Secondly, there's a lot of people who also had the angle. We're going to point the finger at the parents. We got to say to the parents, not everybody can get a first place trophy. And maybe this is part of that society. You know, this is us piling on the parents. Parenting is hard, but let's make it a little bit harder for you because it seems like you guys are doing too good a job at raising a young lady who loves our country. Let's make it a little bit harder for you because you should have known how horrible your daughter sings. You should have not put her in that situation. We blame the parents who have enabled her and who have done all the different things, to jump through all the different hoops to put her out there for the world to now make a spectacle of her. And now we know Kinsley Murray's name, and now we can talk about her, and now there's all these different things, and she should be protected at the age of 8, and she should not have to do these type of things. She should still be developing her voice, developing her training, not putting her as a spectacle that's out there. And there are many people who have turned their ire to the parents and said, man, you guys are goats. Not in a good way. You guys are goats.
Well, that certainly gives a sense of why people enjoy this show. Very engaging, very heartfelt. We will return to the conversation in a few moments, but first, let's thank our sponsors and you for all your awesome support. Moody Radio's Dawn and Steve Morning Show, Life Action Ministries, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Holt International. Thanks so much to our partners who make such a difference.
Thanks, Jason. This is Dawn.
And this is Steve of Dawn and Steve in the Morning on Moody Radio. You can find us online at donandsteve.org, or you can listen through the Moody Radio app.
And as friends of the Erskine Music Show, we always enjoy the variety of topics our friend has on his show.
So, on behalf of our show, thanks, Erskine, for bringing great Christ-centered topics to the people.
All right, let's get back to the show. This is where it gets good.
Because you put your daughter out there, and now she's becoming a spectacle in front of other people. You're not protecting her at all. You're enabling her to be awful. And so there's that. If that's your thought, if that's your comment today, I guess in everything that a parent does in relationship to their kids, there's some responsibility that is there. Again, when you become an adult and when you become a parent, there's multiple responsibilities and pressures that are there. That's there. That's true. Maybe. I don't know what their situation is in life. I'd love to have their entire family come on this show and just talk to me about the process there. But therein lies what is distinct about the Erskine Music Show, and that is the process, my friends. What is the process? I have to lay some of my biggest fault to the Indiana Pacers. First of all, your team is terrible. You shoot too many threes and you don't play defense. So the Indiana Pacers, no disrespect to their basketball team at all. This has to go to their front office. I don't know if it's just me, but I tried it today on 3 different devices to try to pull up what are the requirements for somebody to be able to sing the national anthem, because that's the first question that I asked. I was like, wait a minute, there's gatekeepers to this situation. The parents are responsible for a lot of things here. Yes, we have to say that. But also, the gatekeepers that are the Indiana Pacers, how do they allow this to happen in a stadium full of people before a basketball game and an international audience that may be tuning into this? How do they allow this to happen? And so I went back to NBA.com. You can find it today, but you cannot pull it up. After this happened, they still had it available so that I could pull up. And so I pulled it up and I jotted these things down quickly because I thought, I'm going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about the responsibility lying with these gatekeepers. What is their responsibility in this? Listen to what you have to be able to do. You have to put $100 deposit down. I think that's just the audition phase of what it is that you're sending out. $100 deposit. And listen to this, friends. 125 minimum purchase tickets for the show. And so whether that be through fundraising, whether that be through the parents themselves just writing a check, they had to secure 125 tickets to go into the portal for this process. And they had to put a deposit down for that as well. You can only have, and I jotted this down before you guys took it off. You go to the Indiana Pacers and you go to try to click on this link and they don't have it there anymore because they know that somebody's going to, like me, is going to sleuth this out. And I'm going to be looking at it and I'm going, well, hang on a second. She doesn't get that far. You can't get close to the stadiums without some security or without some, she's not getting all the way onto the court singing the national anthem without there being some gatekeepers that are involved. $100 deposit, 125 minimum purchase tickets, maximum of 60 participants. So you can have a choir that's there. You can have a number of people that are participating in orchestra, all those different things, but only 60 people can participate in this. It goes on. You have to send in an audition video of you singing the national anthem. And so apparently somebody from the Indiana Pacers, and yes, I'm talking to you, whoever you somebody are, you received the audition video of this young lady singing this song, and you knew that her voice wasn't well trained and well developed at the time, and you watched the video, and what did you do? You watched the video and you said, well, the parents have the money, or the people have the money, and we're about making that money, and so we're going to let this one come through the portal because they paid the price. And so it makes you guys look like greedy, money hoarding, money hungry, grubby, filthy, slimeball capitalists. Makes you guys look like slimeball capitalists. who have let this video come through your portal. Of all the videos that are coming through, they're vetting these videos, they're watching these videos, they're scrutinizing these videos. And I'm sure there's some people who have a decently trained voice who have submitted videos before that you have said, that's just not going to make the cut. They're trained, but that's not what we're looking for. This you allowed to become a spectacle because you said, I'm going to let this 8-year-old who seems to have some charisma come out there on the court and embarrass herself. We're going to let that happen because the price is right, the money's right, the look is right, the personality is right, and that feeds into our capitalistic, greedy sensibilities about ourselves. And I say to the Indiana Pacers in your office, shame on you. Shame on you. And then you go on with 2 other lines talking about we reserve the right to approve or not approve of what's going on there in relationship to the videos that have been submitted and the game operations staff. It was 3 different layers. Game operations staff makes a decision about who performs the national anthem. So it wasn't one guy sitting up there eating his Cheetos, watching national anthem videos that have been submitted. And he's like, I think we're just going to let this one go through. Or he just fell asleep and he's just accidentally, no. There's apparently a team of people who, after a video was submitted of this young lady singing the national anthem, said, you know what? I think she'll do a fantastic job. This will be a great encouragement for the people, and this will make our organization look wonderful, and it'll honor our nation, and with all the checks and balances, and we'll disapprove those over there because you can't take them all, but we'll approve this one. It just makes you guys look awful. And so while there may be some blame on the parents, I put the bulk of the blame for this on the Indiana Pacers. So here's what we're going to do. Because you always get more of the Erskine Music Show. I only ask that you guys watch this 2 hours a day. We're about to finish the first hour. Then you go back and watch the show again. You'll miss what it is that you'll get what it is that you missed the first time that you watched it. Comment section is still on. If you guys want to talk about this, you can. But I'm going to go back through this, and I'm going to tell you how, even though this was not the best performance that she's going to give, not even a really great performance, there's some things that I really took away from this that I think if you're listening to music the way that I listen to music, I'm taking this away from it. Watch this.
Let's send bright stars round on perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walk.
All right, here's something that I think is an instant fail if you're singing the national anthem. When you don't know the words. This young lady at least got the words right for the national anthem. How many Americans, when put on the spot, can speak through or sing through all of the actual words for the national anthem? There might be a lot less people who are out there chuckling about this if you had to actually stand up and tell people what the words of the national anthem were, or somehow sing them under your breath. I've heard college students, I've heard young adults, I've heard adults who don't know the lyrics or the words to the national anthem. Now, listen, people got on fire when people were kneeling at the national anthem, but I wonder how many of those people who were on fire because black people were kneeling at the national anthem because of injustices they felt like were taking place in society actually even knew what the words of the national anthem were. Hey,
in your face, sucker!
Well, you probably already know that when you hear that sound, there's music on the way. After all, this is kind of a music show. Sit back and enjoy. All the music can be easily found on your favorite digital distribution channels. Turn up the volume and here we go.
A world full of darkness. Yeah, we need a light. With all of the hurting, there's no room to fight. These hands are for serving. Our love needs to move. Let's reach to each other.
So she got the lyrics of the thing right. Can we at least give her credit for that? Thanks, Kinsley, for caring enough about the song and caring enough about our nation to actually get the words right to the national anthem. Check mark for you. Kinsley did something that I wish every good Baptist could figure out. And it's this subject matter of passion. She has passion. And I want to applaud her for her passion. There were times when, and you'll listen to it, in her voice, she's doing, she's getting that part of in her voice.
We're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regulate.
She's off pitch. She's off pitch. But listen to the way that she sustained that note. That's not easy to do. Professional singers who are out there, let me know if I'm just making stuff up. But she's sustained that note. No, she's doing too much. She's 8 years old. She's got passion. She's doing too much there. But she has a sustained ability and at least that measure of control of her voice where she's singing through a note and then she brings air support and control for the second part of what it is that she's singing on a sustained line. That's not easy to do. That part right there. If singers could figure out how to do that, it denotes passion and energy when you sing. Now, I'm not saying that this is a forensic study on how to sing, but listen to what she's doing in the national anthem. And from somebody who's a professional singer, I guess you would say that since I'm a professional artist and that's what I do is I sing. She's got her normal voice, her chest voice. Then she's got this voice where she kind of digs in and she sings to denote passion. And then she's got her head voice. And then she's got falsetto that goes to the second and third octave. And so she's exercising all of those different characteristic traits of her voice. Now, is she doing it well? No, she's not doing it well. She's not singing on pitch. She's not phrasing things correctly, but she's getting the words right. Let's hear a little bit more about this. That's how long that sustained note was. That's not easy. Change to head voice. She went immediately from chest voice to power to head voice. And she's got a young voice. It's not mature at all. She's flat on most of these notes. She did a flip right there. Guys, she flipped on her voice. Come on now. This is not a great performance, but at an 8-year-old, Kinsley, I'm going to sign her. I'm going to sign her. My record label is called Respark Music. Can you please get this video to I'm going to sign this young lady. Because when she gets to the age of 11 through 14 and her voice actually develops, she knows how to flip. She knows how to sing in her head voice. She knows how to sing in her chest voice. She knows how to dig down and grab notes and color some notes with passion. She's doing a lot of things in this performance. And if you guys thought that I was going to come on here and be critical of Kinsley, I'm not. I'm going to punch the Indiana Pacers in the face, but she's doing a lot of different good things that even professionals, sometimes trained singers, don't know how to incorporate within the context of one performance. Watch this. Watch this. Three octaves. They're not in pitch. I'm not trying to act like, oh, this is the greatest performance ever. I'm not moved to tears in that way. But she just flipped 3 octaves. How many professional trained singers are doing that these days. She flipped 3 octaves and she sustained the top note in that. Now, obviously that takes a little less air because you're already into your whistle voice, but she's into whistle voice with sustained energy, and she's performing it.
And home,
She grabbed that note.
Stripes.
All right, so we out of that. So here's what she did, and here's why I'm not that critical of Kinsley Murray. I'm punching Indiana Pacers in the face. And the parents have some blame for putting her out there. Lyrics she got right, passion she got right, performance she got right, dress she got right, vocals she needs to work on, but she's doing some things vocally that I think a lot of trained singers don't do extremely well. To incorporate those things is a lifetime skill, and I don't know that I always get those things right. And so Kinsley, we're signing you today. Get on the show, and we're going to talk about that. So that's all I got for the Erskine Music Show today.
We have come to the end of this episode. Don't miss a final word from Erskine.
Hey guys, tell your friends about this show, and as always, I look forward to your interactions. Please contact us as you are able. We love to hear from you. Okay, friends, let's go and make a difference.